And we're live. And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Esther and Odetta. Thank you for being the first one in again. Shout out to Sean Cassell. Sean, thank you for being here this morning. Sean says, please hit the like button as you join the live. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance drivers, the bus drivers, the garbage truck driver, all the drivers. Shout out to every profession out there. Shout out to law enforcement. Shout out to military personnel. Shout out to healthcare personnel. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. That quality right there. I say it every morning and it goes over some people's head, just gone. Like them not even hear it. Let me repeat it again this morning. Shout out to every good-hearted, clean-hearted person who wants good for others genuinely as much as you want good for yourself. That's a quality to have. You deserve respect. Big up and thank you for being here this morning. It's Friday. Beautiful Friday morning, and on Fridays we say, it's the freaking weekend, baby! Ha ha! Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. We made it through another week, and I am here to remind you that time is flying. Time is going by rapid fast. Okay? If you don't believe me, just check how many times we say, it's the freaking weekend, baby! It marks another week gone already. It's another week we cannot get back. Gone. You're not in control of time, my friend. I'm here to remind you to live purposely, live purposeful. You understand? And be intentional about your life and your happiness and about making your mark and about living a progressive, productive life, right? It can't be worth nothing. It can't be for nothing. So big up to all those people, progressive, productive people. If you're here with me, rocking with me, you already know how we do already, right? It's productivity and progress. That's what we deal with. Let me see what's happening. Jerry Springer passed away yesterday. I did a video on that on my other channel, which is Hot Topics TV, Brainflow TV, and doing Jerry Springer's story kind of put things in perspective. You know, before Jerry Springer passed away, what's his name passed away? I forgot his name right now, but he was Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte was the day before and Jerry Springer right after. The elders say it happens in threes, so I want to see who is going to go next. But in any event, what we do know is time is flying, my friend. You know, doing the story about Jerry Springer yesterday, I realized that Jerry Springer was on TV for the Jerry Springer show itself was on TV for 27 years. 27 years. I'm thinking, I remember when the Jerry Springer show just started. So for it to be on for 27 years, me, I get old, man. Me, I get old. Time I fly. 27 years went by, right? But Jerry came, he saw, he made use of himself, very storied life, very well accomplished as well, and left behind a $60 million net worth. You come, you see, you do. It'll be your time to go one day too, right? With that said, we got a couple of things to talk about this morning. I'm going to big up some more people. Kai Tai Jai Empress says, wow, I was pregnant with my first. Right. That's how fast time goes. When I read, I said 27 years? What? Almost 3 decades. You know, one day you're like 20 years old and you're like, man, I can't wait to be a little bit older. Because, you know, when you're 16, you're like, I can't wait to be 18. Because 18 is considered the legal adult age, right? Because you can join the military at 18, go off and fight for your country, or become somebody, and you can be a part of something greater than yourself. You can just start make grown people moves without parental consent. 18. Then you get to 18 and you realize, I just want to go out and have a drink with friends. Can't do it because you got to be 21. So now you're 18, say, man, I can't wait till I'm 21. And then you're 21 and you're like, is this it? I can't wait till I'm like 30. And then you hit 30 and you start telling people you're 25, right? That's where it starts. You hit 30, you start saying, how old are you? I'm 25, you 30. You start trying to push back time. And then before you know it, you blink twice and you got a bunch of kids and you're 40 years old. And you're like, damn, how old are you again? Yeah, I'm 35 and I'm about to be 35 for the next 10 years. So life is funny. Life is funny, but the message is use your time wisely, okay? And live with intention and live with purpose. See? I can't wait till I'm 25 so my insurance can go down. Yeah, you can't wait for this, you can't wait for that, and you pass all those. You pass all those, and after you pass all those, you're like trying to push it back. No, don't me I get too old. No, I'm getting too old. Now, when people ask you, when were you born? You say your month, and you say the date of the month. You don't even bother saying the year no more. I don't know if you're like me. I don't even celebrate my birthdays anymore. I don't. Once my birthday is drop off on the calendar, I just stop celebrating my birthday. I don't want to know. It's just, okay, another year passed, and I'm thankful for being here for another year. But let's leave it at that. I don't want nobody to remind me, say, yeah, I get old, even though I'm far from old, but that's the feeling. See? Anyhow, this morning we got a couple of things, right? Here's what's on the table. Gabriel King's mother has been ordered to turn over her phone by July 31st. This is in part remembering Gabriel King and using our voices to push for some justice for that young man. Gabriel was 9 years old. We'll get into Gabriel's story in a minute. Julie Tapper says, never want to get old. Nobody wants to get old. Everybody wants to live forever, but nobody wants to get old. You do the math to that. Everybody wants to live forever, but nobody wants to get old. Okay. Anyhow, there's a voice note I have here about a man that sent a young lady to school, sent her to one school and then sent her from that school to a higher education to went on to get her college degree and stuff. And he's basically just pouring out his heart and actually talking about how she did him after she accomplished those things, right? It's a weird story because how she ended it is crazy. So we'll play that voice note and have a conversation surrounding that in a minute. And then the bad man a ball when the police catch him. I have a voice note of that one as well. You grab my phone. Actually, there's a video of that because police hold him. And, I usually say, everybody tough. Everybody is tough until two people show up. Police and soldier. Yeah, everybody tough till police and soldier show up. And I've never seen a bad man was stand him ground when police and soldier show up. Everybody tough till police and soldier show up. But we'll get into that one. Florida law requires hospitals to check patients' immigration status and report it to the state. Okay, I live in the state of Florida. The state of Florida it is actually known as one of the hubs for illegal immigrants. Florida and New York as well. Florida is one of the states where when Donald Trump was in power, remember when he said he was going to start pulling aid and funding from all these states that are labeled those kind of states that harbor a lot of illegal immigrants. Okay, my interest in this is the Caribbean community. All right. Shout out to my African-American brothers and sisters, but you are here. You're good already. Your immigration status is not threatened under this. But as you can see, I am a member of the Caribbean diaspora as well, right? And I've had family members go through this route. Not we reach here only because somebody did runway that was supposed to return and didn't, and them batter until them get it right, and then them send for you, and them send for your brother and your sister and all that, and these things. Weird when I see people of immigrant descent hold a strong stance against certain stuff when it has to do with immigration. But we're going to get into this new Florida law requiring hospitals to check their patient's immigration status. What does this mean? What it could mean for us as a community, as a people, right? All right. And then we're going to dive shortly into Khanice's story. Khanice Jackson is her name. Remember, we have Donnelly Donaldson, which we're still tracking, still waiting to see what happens next, the outcome of that, right? With Noel Maitland, the young lady who was dating the police officer, who, by all accounts of all the evidence, points to him killing her, even though he's still maintaining his innocence. So, one hand, we're saying, remember Donnelly Donaldson, keep saying her name. If you don't, they're going to sweep it under the rug. And this will drag out for years. And then you will hear way down the road, he was acquitted. There's another young lady, though, who went before Donnelly Donaldson, and her name was Khanice Jackson. And we covered her story as well. Well, for those of you who follow me, you know that's why I say hit the subscribe button, but then hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video goes up on SouFLoTV or every time we update you on a story that we covered before. This is one of those stories we covered extensively, and now we're at the point of court trial, sentencing, confession, all that other stuff. So in that vein, we'll speak on Khanice Jackson's behalf and see where this goes. All right. Those are what we have this morning. But I told you yesterday and day before yesterday, I had 5 questions, but I couldn't get to the 5 questions them. But me, I get to them now. Oh, by the way, ladies, I saw a headline this morning. I'm not going to cover that topic, but me see a headline this morning was said British doctors are saying that throat cancer is on the rise, and they are attributing it to too much gok 2000s, the gok. Yeah. They're saying that you're using your mouth throat area to please your partner kind of thing, and it's given a rise to throat cancer. Me no know. Me no know. I'm the first thing I thought when I saw it, I said, every time there's something that comes about where man can get like a pleasure out of it, you know, all the joy is sucked out of it, all puns intended, just sucked out of it by some expert doctor something. I bet you is a woman doctor. She tired. She tired because that's all he keeps asking for, and she's giving up. So she just put out a report that says, listen, throat cancer is on the rise. Yeah. But you're what me I telling you, though. Your granny and your great granny, they were gok 2000 pros. Don't trust me, they were. All right. If you did ask grandpa and great grandpa, them would I tell you, but those people were very quiet and private about their things. The thing is, they stayed with pretty much one person. So it wasn't a whole heap of different something that mix up in the back of them throat. Therefore, they didn't have to worry about those things. Right. Nowadays on the dust wild. Everybody gets it. And every man that you ever been with gets your gok 2000. That's not good. Certain things you have to see up for certain people. You have wife activities, and then you have, when Miss Kitty said that, when Miss Kitty said that, then beat Miss Kitty bad, Miss Kitty said she is not feeding no, me not feed no boy out of no fine China and no this and that. Me cooking my meal, yes, but a paper plate me I give him for eat pan. A boyfriend that. Yeah, when time I get husband now, husband can get good glass and good knife and forks, the fine china, and the and people beat her feet. And she went further and said, yeah, I'm not giving no any boy with me a date. And if we're, doing with thing, him not get the whole book. He's not getting everything, the all I know, every position in the book, and do let's try everything, babe, as a boyfriend. Some things you have, then where you gonna have to give your husband. A next man can walk out the road and say, I did that with her too. All of it. You know, do nothing new with her. Me do everything. So what you get? You get a used and overused package. Anyway, ladies, me don't want to start say, oh, SouFLo is so misogynistic and he speaks that way, just degrading women. My intentions are never to degrade women. There might be some humor in it, but I just saw it talk. We're not trying to be no comedian. I just saw it talk. That's why I love being around Caribbean people, because we think sweet all the while. Not true? All when we are cry, we are laugh. Text to your thing, make joke. All right. So On the Gok 2000 and the throat cancer stuff, all me I say is drink up your tea them. You hear? Drink up your bush tea them, cause that granny them used to do. And you have to drink up them bush tea. All right, bush tea cures everything. Some soursop leaf, some neem, some cerci in the back of your throat, make it warm. Squeeze a little lime in the or sometimes just drink the beer lime. Just squeeze one sour lime and just, take it in and then kill out the whole of the something them we're going around there, so go catch up and lodge up around here. Ooh. All right, we're up on some bitter tea this morning though. I got up and I made neem and shout out to Auntie Cutie. I made neem and soursop tea. Wife go in there, she pour out a cup of tea. She made my tea, she made hers. And then she come back in her room and said, Jesus Christ, babe, and what you putting on the pot? Neem? And I say, yes. She said, neem bitter, you know? I say, yeah, man, but the bitterness good for you. So just take it like a medicine. See? So someone don't want to beer sweetie stuff. Sometimes you have to take the bitter to neutralize all that sweetness in your blood. Diabetes out there, wait for it, you know. I'm if you tell you. But anyway, here what? Another topic that we're upon. I want to go into my 5 questions first because I've had these 5 questions all week. We just never get a chance to get into them. And I won't make the 5 questions long because I more want to dwell on the other topics like Gabriel King's mother being ordered, the new law in Florida with the hospitals being required to check immigration status of their patients, and remembering Khanice Jackson. We want to get more into that. So I'm going to run through them 5 questions here. Stick on. Put your ears the way, yeah, because I might say something that you like or don't like. All right? I'm having Neem and Cersei this morning. Yes, BM. You have to do it. You have to do it. Okay? Our elders set the way. Them tell we what to use already. It's out there. It's our healing. It's your wash out. It's your cleanse. And you come afar and learn all this sweetie stuff. We never have sweetie when we grew up. Ginger, garlic, and turmeric. That's a potion right there. That's true? Health is wealth. That's so we say. I remember to spit those. Oi, Kaita Jai Empress says, a big people in here, She said, well, you can take it however you want to take it. Kaita Jai Empress said, remember to spit, don't swallow. You tempting me. I be wanting to say so much, but I don't want to lead people certain places. Anyhow, 5 questions with SouFLo. Here's where we start, right? 5 questions with SouFLo. 1. Question number 1. Why do you use women? I don't know why. Somebody wrote down. Now, remember how my questions come about. I surf all my videos. I surf the comment sections. I pull the questions out because I ask my audience, ask me anything. I will, from time to time, compile a certain amount of questions and answer them for you, right? This is a part of you being on your platform, but getting people to know you on a more personal level kind of thing. Because we are people, not true? All right, so why do you use women? I don't know why this lady said I'm a woman user and all these things. Listen, life has been good to me. I don't use women. I actually, yes, I do. I use women. I use women for their ability to bring my children into the world. I use women for their comfort that they bring when they're good women. I use women for all that. A woman will make a man turn from just wild and want to tear up the place to somebody that is actually focused and dedicated and become responsible and all these kind of things. So yeah, me use woman for them thing there. I know nothing bad. Remember, we have a saying that what cannot be used is useless. All right, me don't want nobody call me useless. So if my wife says she use me, then make she use me too. I don't want to be abused though. So me not abuse women. I use women, right? And you ask, why do I use women? And that's my answer to it. I could go further and deeper into why I use women. I understand what you were trying to do, but it's okay. I'm not offended. And we move along. A woman can be that anchor you need in life. Kaita Jai Empress says, yes, and she can also be that hurricane will turn over your ship or your little boat out in the middle of the sea and left you out there with no safety, nothing. You just had drown. So she can be she can be all of the above. Okay? She can be all of the above. It all depends on how you use them, Julie Tapper said. Yeah, man. When I say comfort, you don't know what me mean, right? The love up and the hug up and the kick. Come on, need that too, you know. Some of we are lion, you know, in the jungle, you know. Some of we are real lion in the jungle, you know, and it takes like that feline. She has to calm. Yeah, her presence calms us. Otherwise, we just want to rig up everything. See? So I use them for that too. Well, I use this one for that too. See? So with that said, no foul, no harm, no foul. But don't say I abuse women. All right. And don't say I disrespect women. As long as you don't say that, I'm good with that. See? All right. Number 2, are you all right with your wife showing her body on social media? Here we go again. All right. So quickly, my wife is a grown woman herself. See? But and if she wants to see, I don't tell women what to wear, how to dress, and all that. And personally, I would rather watch and see. For instance, if I say to you, yo, we'll go over mommy this weekend, go eat dinner, or we're having something at mom's house, right? And you know, my uncle and my cousin them are gonna be there and whatever, and you tell her that, and then she put on a little outfit, body rider, itch up right under, you know, when the shots them itch up right under the body jaw, and then the body just drop down. So yeah, and she put her and she make sure it's see-through and you can see the tongues and everything. That alone would tell me she'll go over there, go look one of my cousin them or my uncle or somebody, right? She's not respectful. You have to understand what I just told you, where we're going. I didn't say we were going out to a nightclub. I said we're going over to my mom's. So you don't force anybody to do anything because you don't own anybody. You just say what it is that you like, you want, and you leave it on the table. If she is that, if she's interested in you enough, she will be that. If she is not, then she won't. Yeah, you just have to take me as me is. Cause me don't know about none of that. Me not do none of that for no man. Okay, well, you're not my type or my type then. So I moves along. Right? Time and place for everything, not true? Yes. She's a social media influencer. She does review for clothing companies. We're gonna get into that, Nikita Jones. But that's a good answer. Thank you. So my principle on that question, are you all right with your wife showing her body on social media? She's not showing nothing that you, first of all, she ain't showing nothing that you can't normally see. Because if you buck way at the beach one day and you see her, she's probably, you're gonna see one whole heap of body, right? Depending on what she chose to wear that day. Like Nikita just said, she does, she is a social media influencer and she does reviews, branded content, working with other brands. She does reviews on clothing and lifestyle, all kind of stuff, right? So y'all go over there know what she does. There's a difference between her doing that and somebody choosing to walk around like that all the time and then post pictures like that every day. If you're posting, and I always say this, if you're posting pictures of your body revealed pretty much on a daily basis or all the time, then you're fishing. You're looking for a man, right? Or you're looking for a woman, whichever one you're into. Because we in at that time of life now. But if for some people, it's their job. That's what they do. It's a part of their business. It's a part of building a brand. I'm trying to tell a lot of people that the world ain't like how you see it anymore, right? It's not go to work, clock into a 9 to 5, work on somebody's clock. Oh, my back hurt. I hate this shit. Man, I can't wait. When is payday again? Friday? Okay, I can't wait for payday. The world don't work like that anymore. Young people are finding other ways to get to the money. And one of the biggest ways is on social media. But you have to be clean with your thing and do it with a purpose per se. See, so some of these women that you see showing body on social media, always in some little short shots and everything. If you check their stuff, they're collecting some big ass checks. I'm talking about checks your mama and daddy ain't never seen, right? And you have never seen. And I could combine you, your mama, and your daddy's salary, and it still won't be enough for what they're seeing. So if the opportunity is there, without selling your soul, if you're able to accomplish that, then go ahead. So no, I don't have a problem with my wife doing her clothing reviews and all that other stuff. It is what it is. Me love show her off anyway. So I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, don't look on her body. Oh, cover her up when you walk past. Well, I look on my wife so far. Like, some men, they'll stare you down. If you see him coming your way and his wife is looking good or his woman is looking good, and just start looking in that direction and you'll see him eyes to eye you from way down the street. Like, you better not look. And then he look at her like, you better not look. Like, I'm not that kind of guy. I love show her off. Life is short enough, people. And certain things you can do when you're young, you can't do it when you're older. Or it's not the same. It just doesn't hit the same. I don't want to see Granny in a see-through dress with thongs. I don't want to see, in a party and these things. Me not reach them age there. It's you do what you do while you can do it. So when the time come when you can no longer do it, you can say, I did that, right? You didn't hurt anybody. You just look good and you did a show off yourself, and your confidence boosts up and you feel good. I don't know why some people have a problem with people feeling good about themselves, their confidence boosted, and they're feeling confident, right? And you're not putting yourself in some kind of, because society has frigged us up, boy. Society has everybody believe. When you see man start get suction, take out fat out at chest, and what's it called? Edging, ab edging, the new phenomenon, the ab edging. So them can walk around with six-pack belly now. And listen, you take me as you see me. Me I go work out and me I go eat good. And after that, God will do the rest. I don't believe that all of us came here to look the same. We weren't created to look the same. Some are we short, some are we tall, some are we pudgy, some are we slim, some are we, some are we body have on some extra rolls on it, some are we chisel up. And it's just different, and you just appreciate that. But I love people who love themselves. Because you can tell when somebody love themselves, and you can tell when somebody is confident in themselves. They are a better person, right? All right. Take some pictures and have memories to reflect on. Not true? And Karen Notice says if she didn't look good, they'd have something to say. Right. 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 And it wouldn't be anything good that they were saying. So big up to Wifey. Y'all can go follow her at Shakira Sphere on YouTube. And those of you who do follow her already, big up to you too. And I don't have a problem with her showing her body on social media. Number three, because we don't say three, even though we can, we say three. Number three. SouFlo, is it okay for me? Listen to this, Is it okay for me to like other females' pictures on social media? My wife has a problem with it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. What are your thoughts on this? I'll ask my audience this. Ladies, is it okay for your husband, your man, your significant other to, well, fiance, we have so many titles for our partners. Is it okay for him to get on social media, send up on Facebook, Instagram, and he sees, boy, that girl, I look good still, and him hit the like? You have a problem with that? SouFlo, is it okay for me to like other females' pictures on social media? My wife has a problem with it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. What are your thoughts on this? Here's my thoughts on this. So, if my wife or my woman or my whatever you want to call her, what if she likes other males' pictures? Says Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon. Good question. And we're about to get right into that. What if she's liking other guys' pictures? Now, this is where I'll start off by saying this. If she's liking other guys' pictures, then it's all fair game. I'm watching, I should pull it up. A woman was confronted and she is being asked the same question, and I saved it because she has a problem with her boyfriend liking other females' pictures. And the interviewer asked her, why you got a problem with him liking other pictures? And she says, because for me, he's validating to her that she looks better than me, or he's validating to her that she looks like something that he would get with, or somebody that he would get with, right? And then he asked her, so how many pictures do you have on social media? And she said, about 400. 400. They look, right? It's a whole lot of bathing suit pictures, one body drop on the sink in the bathroom, cut sideways. You know how y'all do, make the ass look a little bit fatter than it really is, type of thing. You know, you're giving away a 6 for your 9, you're balling, those kind of things. All right, looking through her pictures and stuff. So he said to her, "So where's your man's picture? You have?" She says, "I don't have any pictures with me and him on here." So the man said, "Listen, if you're posting pictures all the time on social media like these, these sexy, salacious pictures, nothing mentions that you're married, nothing mentions that you're in a relationship. And all you're doing really is you're advertising, because you're not a person that's building a brand. You're not a person that does clothing reviews and all that other stuff. You just post these pictures daily like this, right? Look at me squeezing the tatas. Look at me, just came from the gym. Look at my booty. If you're doing those kind of pictures on a regular basis, then you're basically advertising. You're telling a potential guy that I'm available. I look good. This might be what you like, and I'm available. So this is the same woman who does not like her man hitting the like button on other women's pictures. But she likes when men hit the like button on her pictures. You do the maths to that. You do the maths. You do the maths to that. She don't like when her man hits the like button on other people's pictures, but she loves when men hit the like button on her pictures. They hit the like button, they leave little emojis, a pickle here, an eggplant there, splash, splash, kitty face, all this other stuff. And she hit the heart to those comments, right? You advertising. So, in fair game and in all fairness, I think if she doesn't do it and she don't want you doing it and she's offended by it, just don't do it. You're just gonna have to look and don't like. But if she does it, then it's fair game. If she does it, it's fair game. If my wife is posting pictures and there are guys out there liking her pictures and pickle, splash, splash, eggplant, all that, damn that ass fat, whatever, and she's over there hitting the like button to their comments and they're liking all her pictures, that's fair game. I could go like somebody else's picture too. And then I'll even go as far as to pickle, splash, splash too, because I'm petty. I'm petty. So I'll pickle, splash, splash too, and do everything that they do on yours. So when you see it, you're like, the hell he doing over here? Look at his comment. Hey, we grown. We all grown. So you can't be expecting growth. See, this is where that mindset comes in. Like, you start developing this mindset like you own somebody. You can do what I approve for you to do only, while I do what I want to do. No, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So as long as the playing field is leveled, I'm cool. Remember, the question is, SouFlo, is it okay for me to like other females' pictures on social media? My wife has a problem with it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. What are your thoughts on it? And that's my thoughts on it. Number 4, we have 5 questions. We're at number 4. Audrey Wright says English cucumber. English. Hold on. Crystal G says, and what are you doing in my phone anyways to see what I'm doing? Audrey Wright says he has to live with his wife, so he should know what concessions to have a peaceful life with her. But that's the thing. What if she? That's exactly the thing. That's not a peaceful life. Like, if you're posting ass pictures all over social media, but you're getting mad that I like hitting the like button on other females that do the same thing that you do, that's not how you got. Why are you gonna make my house not peaceful because of that? Now we're gonna get into an argument and we're mad with each other because what? This is your way of punishing me because I'm liking other pictures. There are guys liking your pictures, and you're liking that they're liking your pictures. So stop, right? It has to be even across the board, right? It's obvious that they have trust issues, says one. Well, hey, can't trust nobody nowadays. I don't know about that all trust issue stuff. Cinnamon says it's about having confidence in yourself. People are beautiful, and it's fine to say that they are. And if her husband didn't think she was beautiful, he wouldn't have married her. Uh, hmm. if a lot of men thought that she would file for divorce, he wouldn't have married her either. But let's keep this going. Number 4. Somebody asked this, right? This is a tough one. Somebody says you have children with black and white. So which woman do you really prefer? I guess they mean what race of women I really prefer. You have children with black and white. So which women do you really prefer? Interesting. Well, so I'm a black man, right? And I came from a black woman, right? So if you ask preference, and this is not to offend anybody else, but if you ask preference, then my preference would be not just a black woman, but a Jamaican black woman. And here's the reason. The reason is because I'm so seasoned in my culture that there certain things don't have to be explained, right? It's hard to the whole of them lesser Steph. Yeah, we'll get to that part then. We'll get to that part then. If I should choose, it would be because certain things don't have to be explained, right? She understand how we communicate, and to a big extent, it's a cultural thing. Now, as far as the white woman part goes, I'm not saying nothing bad about them. I like them too. I like every woman, right? Lesser Steph says the whole of them. I like every woman, right? Um, Women are women. Women are women. I'm the kind of person like this, man. You love who love you, right? You care about who care about you. You respect who respect you. You got some women that are just downright disrespectful, that don't know how to even be a woman, that don't know how to even be a good woman to a good man. And that's why you got a lot of scarred up brothers out here. The whole notion that all guys are bad, all guys are dogs, all guys are on demon time. It's not true. It's not true at all. And those of you who have good men in your life, you know that that's not true. See? So a lot of men have been hurt, man, deeply hurt by women. Not saying it was you, but by women. And a lot of the times they're stuck with, or they think they're stuck with, only woman I want is a black woman, and every black woman he get hurt him in the most hurtful way. I don't know if it has to do with our backgrounds, like a lot of us come up without a father. So I was watching something with wifey last night. I forgot what it was. I think it was something that had to do with Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey. They did some sit down talk, something. And Michelle was like her dad. And then she started talking about her dad. And I said to myself, and I think I said it out loud, I said, she was taught from a young age how to be a woman by a man, like how to be a good woman to a good man by a man, right? And she saw it coming up all throughout her growing up. So she speaks every chance she gets. She uplifts her husband when she speaks about him. Every chance she gets, she praises her dad when she speaks about him. You know, there is no you can't really trust people these days, so I don't really know, but I'm hoping. She doesn't speak like that. She doesn't speak like that. He's my rock. I'm glad I get to live in the same house as he is, because he's a very rational person, and I could get irrational sometimes. It was powerful to hear a woman that is so powerful actually speak like that. There wasn't no I don't need a man. There wasn't no I can do what men can do too. There wasn't no. So at the end of the day, woman is woman for me. And there's good women and bad women in all races, right? I'm trying to love who's loving me. That's it. I'm trying to build with who's building with me. Come here for waste out my time. And then when I get old, if I live that long, I'll look back and I'm like, yeah, I was with 20, 30 different women. And remember this one and that one that look good. And at the end of the day, all that will not matter, right? And my grandparents on both sides laid the blueprint for me. So I'm more about traditional family. I'm more about building something that lasts and outlasts us. That's what I'm more about. And if it comes in a white woman, if it comes in a Chinese woman, if it comes in a black woman, if it comes in whatever it comes in, I'm hanging on to that. And that's that. That's how I feel about that. Right? The last question of the morning now. People want to know, are you and Shakira planning on having any more children? Mm. I don't know. I tell wifey all the time, I say, if I hit the lotto tomorrow, because see, a lot of people don't know this, children are expensive. And I always prayed ever since I was really young. I said, God, I want a lot of kids one day. I don't know why I said that. I wasn't a woman. I'm not a woman who have a womb where somebody can make baby, carry babies. I just thought I wanted to be a father to a lot of children one day, my own children, and raise them. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with my grandfather that used to say, make sure you give me a whole heap of great grandkids, you know. And my father used to say the same thing too, that make sure you give me some grandkids and these things. Maybe that was edged in the back of my mind from back then. But as I grew, I always wanted children. And I tell wifey all the time, I say, yo, if I hit the lotto today, and I'm talking about like 50 million US, I probably would try to breed you every year. Yeah, she was like, me? Yeah, forgot get somebody else because we don't know about all that. But yeah, so are we planning on having any more children? Who's to say? That's in God's hands. Uh Sometimes I feel like I have one in my back. Yeah, I'm on fire. And you know, I let her know. And then it's up to her to say, yeah, I think that's a good idea or no. So it takes two. It takes two. But as far as I'm concerned, not right. Yeah, serious thing, I tell you, you know. I had one in my back and I told her that the one that was there and you know, we need to fire off and bring them to fruition. Yes, man, we can afford it. You know, the finances are up, we're doing good. We can afford to feed another one, take care of another one long term, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to have no bag of picnic when we can't take care of. And I'm broke. And you have 18 picnic. And you have, I don't know how people do it, you know. And you have bust one can of sardine and try to strip it up for 18 people. I don't want to live them kind of life there. So I will only have as many or try to get as many as I can actually really take care of. Now, with that said, it's up to her. Right? Those are the 5 questions for this morning. Now let's get into our stories for the morning. So we have I'm just gonna run down the list. Let's start out with the Florida health workers criticizing the immigration bill. You know, DeSantis is in Florida doing a whole lot. See, this is just news for the Caribbean community, especially those of you who live in Florida. I have 3 and I want 1 more, says King Biggs. Why King Biggs may have 6. I don't know about 1 no more. I don't know. Especially girls. I don't know. Girls make you so weak out. I consciously think to myself, I'm like, you weak. You so weak for your daughter. All my daughter has to do is say, Daddy, can I, Daddy, if she, okay, so she said, Daddy, I want this red shirt. I said, no, man, you can't have it. She looked at me like this. And she goes, ah! And the minute she does that, okay, here. You okay, baby? All right. You want anything else? All right. Everybody else says, no, you can't have it. I don't care if you fall on the floor and roll around crying. If I said you can't have it, you just can't have it. Move on. Go find something else. But for your girl, it's like, so I don't know. I wish I could have 1 more. Kaitaja Emperor says, Kick Big says, my daughter is the oldest for true. That make you mushy. They do, man. Your daughters make you, they weak you out in a certain kind of way. They strengthen you, as in, because, yo, my daughter comes to me and she said, want me give you some love up, daddy? Come and always say, come here, give me some love up. Give me some love up. I'm going to squeeze her up, and kiss her up. So on days when I'm probably not feeling my best, she will find me in the house and she will just climb up on me and she does squeeze my head. And she goes, when she squeezes, she goes, and she tremble. And that's how hard she's squeezing, and she's trembling hard, squeezing. She's like, give daddy some love up. Them thing, them thing that make you want to like go outside and just conquer the whole world. Make you just want to put on your armor and go outside, two swords swinging, blazing. I gotta get it for my family, move out my way, kind of thing. That's why I say woman strengthens you in that kind of a way. When they give you these beautiful children, then you start seeing life differently, right? And then your priorities become different. And then you start moving with a purpose, right? Anyhow, let's get into the story, the immigration story, because we're going to talk about that one all morning. Don't get me started on my kids. Don't get me started on growing up in Jamaica. Don't get me started on any of those. It would take up the whole video and we won't talk about what we're supposed to talk about. We're heading somewhere this weekend, and I want to put the location out and the name of the event out, but I'm thinking I should put it in the chat room instead of putting it out here. I don't really like to advertise when I'm going somewhere. You know what I mean? I just like when I pop up, people pass me and they're like, yo, SouFLo, what y'all doing there? Yo, big up yourself, my G, da, da, da. And they keep going. But I don't like to advertise when I'm going somewhere because you never know. And I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid, but that way. Chat room, King Biggs? All right, chat room it is. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking of the safest way to put it out, where we're going to be at. It's going to be a beautiful event too. So I wish I could. But anyhow, let's go on to this. Y'all be on the lookout for this because when you come a foreign and when things not too right with you, immigration wise, and then you probably need some medical assistance, some medical help. You don't have your primary care provider, doctor, all these things. You don't have a lot of money, so you can't pay people to treat you without doing a paperwork, something upon you and following law. From now on in Florida, DeSantis is trying to make it so that if you go to the hospital for care, the hospital will be required to document your immigration status. They will also then be required to report your immigration status to the government or to immigration authorities. So they're saying that no, you don't have anything to fear because we won't report it to immigration. We'll just document it and keep it for our own purpose. I'm saying to you, sure. The goal is to get these cities that are considered harbors or harborers of certain Caribbean communities that have a lot of illegal people. The goal is to shut that down. Okay. Healthcare professions or professionals, they say that a proposal to collect data on undocumented patients could lead many people to avoid care who actually really want care. Dozens of healthcare professionals are speaking out against the bill that would require Florida hospitals to collect data on patients who are undocumented immigrants. It's part of a larger attempt to crack down on illegal immigration. This is a priority that's at the top of the list of Governor Ron DeSantis. Somebody says Governor Ron DeSantis wants to run for president. So, when it gets political, everybody starts throwing different stuff in the ring to get their numbers up. Audrey Wright says, I think that's going too far. Kaitaja Empress says, that's an evil man. The average American will say, yes, do it. Because while they're here taking up all the damn hospital beds and the doctor's time, we're here and we can't even get in the damn bed in the hospital. We got to sit 20 hours in a waiting room. So if we get rid of them, we can get the proper care that we should get as citizens. Arguing. Now, this proposal, it would require that more than 300 hospitals in the state of Florida that accept Medicaid, because that's where they caught them at. They said any hospital that accepts Medicaid payment will be required to find out the immigration status of your client on the intake form. Hospitals would also have to inform the patients that sharing their status won't affect the quality of care that you're going to get. As a result, in their personal information getting reported to immigration authorities. So they are going to be required to tell the patient that, you see that? Read between the lines. They'll be required to tell the patient that. That doesn't mean that that's how it's going to go. They will be required to tell the patient that, hey, listen, you don't have to be fearful. We're not going to be telling anybody about your immigration status. We just want to know for our own record, okay? And I can assure you that it will not affect the level of care that you're going to get here. We're still going to treat you like family, right? We just need to do this for, it's the foremost stuff. Check a block. It's required. Really. Undocumented people already struggle to access healthcare. And Carrasquillo worries that some may avoid treating health issues until they become a crisis if they're worried about reporting their immigration status. That could lead to a higher health cost and put their lives at risk. The hardliners are going to say, okay, so take your ass back to where you come from then and stop being here illegally and go get medical help from where you come from. Some people are cold. The last time I checked, though, I think we were all immigrants. Yeah. The last time I checked, we are all immigrants. So now, without medical intervention, this person could have spread COVID to the family, friends, and co-workers. That's just one example. There are multiple other examples. If you have one frisky person in your community and they're out here getting to it and they're feeling like, I don't feel too good. I don't feel too good. One person, you can have a AIDS epidemic outbreak in a community. One person, right? This person is scared. I think something's wrong with me, but I don't know. So I'm just gonna drink the bush tea that my grandmother always taught me about. Cause I can't go doctor, cause the mother might report me to immigration. Next time we get deported. I try to work out my thing. All this time, this person is just HIV positive. I'm going out tonight. I'm partying. Meet a girl in there. Doesn't have to be raw. Condom bust. All good intentions are there, but they don't know their status. They don't know their status. And they're afraid to go for any kind of help. So what you think is going to happen in the long run? The bill would require hospitals to submit quarterly reports to the Agency for Healthcare Administration with information about how many patients were lawfully present in the United States and how many were not. They would also have to submit an annual report to the governor, to the Senate president, and to the House Speaker that includes yearly totals along with information about how much it would cost to treat these undocumented patients. Healthcare is just one facet of life, and sweeping immigration proposals target that. Other provisions would crack down on businesses employing undocumented workers, make it harder for undocumented people to get identification cards, and dedicate $12 million to fund efforts to relocate migrants out of South Florida. So they'll find you. Now, if you have some sense, I want you to think about this. Why would he propose a $12 million fund that was solely dedicated to relocating migrants out of Florida. Didn't say deport you. It says relocate you out of Florida. Didn't he send a busload of migrants to Martha's Vineyard the other day? Right. So here is your proposal with your $12 million plan for the program to relocate migrants. And while you're doing that, over here, you're telling the hospital that if you take Medicaid money, which all hospitals do, if you take Medicaid money, you will be required to report your patient's immigration status. You will also be required to tell them that it's not going to affect them. But over here, you have a fund that's being established for millions of dollars to ship them out of Florida. It don't take a genius to see you are organizing a way, you're plotting a way to catch a lot of people who are illegal immigrants, track them, catch them, and move them out of the state of Florida. Just a news flash I want to put up there for y'all today, right? To the Caribbean community. Pay attention. Because while you're out here paying attention to big booties on social media, there's a lot of other stuff that affects your life that's happening right before your eyes. So about this whole DeSantis stuff, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. He spoke about the gun stuff, and he said, send it across my desk. I'll sign it right away. Only his signature was required, was left to be put on it. It already went through all the other phases, and as soon as it came across his desk, he pen whipped it, and the next morning I woke up. It is now law in the state of Florida. Everybody can walk around with a gun under their clothes. So he moves like that, right? And this immigration stuff is at the top of his list. So I'm gonna call up on a family member them where they're on here do the thing, and you know, boy, I can't do that on front page still in a brother car. The thing not too trait. Each one teach one kind of thing. I'm not encouraging illegal immigration. I'm just saying, I'm just putting out information that's out there. All right. Do with it as you please. Moving right along. Let's talk about the courts giving this lady. I'm over here scrolling on the wrong computer and nothing's happening. The courts give Leon Issa, Gabriel King's mother, 3 more months to allow the police to access her cell phone. I'm going to say this straight off the bat. Poor little Gabriel. Gabriel was the little autistic kid. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, he was a little autistic boy. This is a baby picture, right? I'm not infringing on anybody's privacy because when I do videos, y'all don't know, man, what we go through behind the scenes. When we do videos, some people get offended that you actually used their picture in a video. So they will try to call YouTube and say he's infringing on my privacy and all that. This is published in the Jamaica Gleaner. It's published in the Jamaica Observer. It's published in the Jamaica Star. It's published on all major news entities coming out of the island of Jamaica. So it's not a secret. It's not, I didn't go to somebody's private page somewhere and pull this down, right? That's the mom. That's the little boy when he was smaller. On the icon for this video, you will see him when he was bigger. He passed away at 9 years old. Let's not be nice about it. He was murdered at 9 years old. He was autistic, more towards the severe side of the spectrum. And honestly, I think, now I don't want nobody come sue me, and don't send me no cease and desist. This is my opinion. I'm not spreading anything and saying somebody said nothing and I read it somewhere. This is my opinion. It is my opinion that Gabriel's mom had something to do with what happened to her son. I don't know why people are afraid to say it, but it is my opinion that she had something to do with what happened to her son. Me and wifey I talked about this morning again, because she was like, what are you going to do for our morning thoughts this morning? And we got to this topic, you know. And I said in Jamaica, it's not a ammo for people, badman, to carjack and take you out your car and leave with your car with your kid in it and you safe on the side of the road. You see, in Jamaica now, a young pull up and they might shoot up your vehicle and keep going. But they don't stop car, take people out the car, take the car and leave you standing there. It's just not something. So that story was already fishy from the beginning. The whole fight now is to get into this lady's cell phone, into her iPhone. That's the whole fight, is to get into her iPhone, see who she last connected with, see, trail her stuff, her communication. She's not giving up that phone for nothing. Another red flag. Because I'm thinking, if that's my child, I'm giving up everything that they need. You can have my phone. I don't care if me have a side chick in the hey, sit the phone here. I want you to get to the bottom of who did that to my child. This lady is safeguarding this phone with her life. Okay? And the courts are playing with her because she is, how should I say it? She's not a little ghetto girl, or she is not a regular Jamaican citizen, as in from the normal middle class or lower middle class spectrum, right? There are connections there. A Supreme Court, listen to how this has been going. So the police have been trying for months now to access her phone as a part of their investigation into King's gruesome murder on January 13th of last year. The St. James Parish Judge, Sasha Marie Ashley, first granted the police a production order in September of last year, compelling Leon Issa, that's the woman, to turn over her communication and other data from her iPhone within 48 hours. A judge said, you have 48 hours to turn over all that. Guess what happened? She didn't turn it over. Not only did she not turn it over, she pretty much ignored them. And then she challenged that order in court a month later. For me, there should have been no challenge. A month later, she challenged that order in court. Now, as a result, it was varied to block her from being present while the police investigators were accessing her phone. They said, we don't want you there. The police investigators are going to access your phone. You don't need to be there. But we'll allow your attorney to be there, and we'll allow a computer expert of your choice to be there while we access the phone. She again went to, okay, well, y'all ain't getting into my phone. Now, in February this year, Leon Issa, which is the same woman, she went back to court again to seek a judicial review of the revised production. Senior Pusin Judge Lorna Shelley Williams, in a ruling on Wednesday, said that the production order was not ultra virus, whatever that means. As a result, she ordered that the St. James businesswoman must comply with the order by July 31st. So now she has a new court date. She has all the way till July 31st to turn this phone in. How about this? How about I lost my phone? I thought the phone was in police custody. On one report, it says the phone is in police custody, but the police needs her permission. See, that's why I love America, because if this is a murder investigation of a child, they're not asking your permission to get into your phone if they have the phone in their possession already. But the fact that they are asking for her permission to get into her phone, she's denying it. And the investigation into solving the murder of this young man has not been able to go forward simply because she's denying them access to the phone. Red flag. What kind of mom were you? You know? Erica Sr. says, why not just get a warrant? A warrant for the phone, or go to the phone carrier's network? Because then, according to the law, it would have been whatever they found on the phone would have been obtained illegally and then could be thrown out and not be admissible in court. does she even have the phone still? I've read that she has the phone. And then now, from what I'm reading here, it seems like she has the phone. But in another report, it says that the phone is in police custody. So I don't know. Now, Justice Shelley Williams noted that the amended production order has several orders that provide safeguard and protects information concerning third parties not associated with the investigation. Whatever. The production order allows for the extraction of the information from the phone to be undertaken in the presence of her attorney as well as an approved computer expert of the applicant's choosing. She even gets to choose what computer expert. May I tell you, say, Jamaica, me for there, you know? Yeah, because if your money good and you're connected, ain't no wrong you can do that you're gonna have to pay for. How do you get to have a computer expert of your choosing after all this? I don't know. The judge noted also that the law puts safeguard in place to allow for the cops to be charged and placed before the courts if any information extracted from that phone is disclosed to the public. So now they're warning the cops that are going to be messing with the phone. So let me ask that judge this. When they arrested Vibes Cartel, right, there were some personal pictures and stuff that were used, that were put out to social media. Intimate pictures. I don't know, it's a cartel of galleys. So one bag of gal in the man's phone and they're in there doing all kinds of things, right? These are not things that he would disclose or he would put out to the public. It later came up in his trial that the phone in question was taken from the evidence room and then it was returned to the evidence room. There was a police officer that admitted to doing it. Yes, Your Honor. I took the phone from the evidence room. I brought the phone home with me. The judge asked him, what did you do with the phone? He said, I only made a call because my minutes had run out on my own phone. So I took the phone because I needed to make a call. So I only made a call and I brought the phone back the next day. How did those pictures and stuff reach social media when he was in custody and his phone was in your possession, officer? Do you know that that's a part of Vibes Cartel's trial? That same phone was still admitted into evidence as a credible piece of evidence and was a key part in being used to convict him. Y'all know that? Here's this lady with this phone. I don't know if they have the phone. I would say just go straight into the phone. But then again, it won't be admissible in law. But I draw that parallel to show you that these laws only apply to certain people because the judge is warning them. The judge noted also that the law puts safeguards in place that allows for the cops to be charged and placed before the courts if any information extracted from this iPhone is disclosed to the public. So how come no cops never get in no trouble when all that information escaped from Vibes Cartel's cell phone? Personal pictures were placed on social media. Right. And they call that a credible piece of evidence, heavily tampered with. But anyhow, you know Jamaica already. Them have one set of laws for one set of people, one set of laws for the next set of people. According to the police, Leon Essa reported that she was slapped in the face and dragged from her vehicle by two men after she slowed down to navigate a pothole-riddled corridor while driving along the Tucker Main Road towards downtown Montego Bay at about 9:30 a.m. in the morning. In other words, Jamaican talk, she slowed down because the road did full of pothole. So she had navigate the pothole them and two men just roll up on her, block her car, drag her out the car, slap her in her face twice, drove off with the car with her 9-year-old autistic son in it. The men sped off in the vehicle, with Gabriel still on the back seat. The vehicle was found abandoned on the Fairfield Main Road several hours later, which was not far from where it was taken from her. with the body of the 9-year-old boy soaked in blood, a bloody knife that was found beside Gabriel's body, confirmed to be the murder weapon. It also said that they took him out of the car, sat him on the trunk of the car where they cut his throat, and then they put him back in the car. So they didn't steal your car. This was not about the car. So this wasn't a carjacking. It wasn't a hit out on you because they only gave you 2 slaps to the face, right? This looks like they came for Gabriel. This looks like an orchestrated hit on a 9-year-old autistic child. I don't know why people are afraid to say that. You're allowed to speak your opinion. You need to say it's your opinion, though. Don't be like some people who end up getting sued for millions because you're over here saying the paperwork says. And I know for a fact that it is because I know someone that was there and people said. That's not what I'm saying. I'm going off of what's been put out to the public before, and I'm saying this looks like an orchestrated hit on a 9-year-old autistic boy. He wasn't small. My daughter just turned 9. That's a big child. And you don't want to give over your cell phone to try to figure out who did this to your child. You're a wealthy woman. You come from a well-connected family. And they didn't take you. They took your baby. And nothing else after. No talks of a ransom. No talks of you being extorted. You know, sometimes when we extort you, yo, 50,000 a month. Make sure you pay that. We'll send somebody come pick it up every month. See? And you're like, I'm not paying no extortion. Move on, go from around here. And them say, oh, you're not paying? Okay, then. Boom. Your son first. Then you get a phone call. All right, you see what we do to your son? Your father next. Your sister next. Your brother next. Your next picnic next. You last enough. You pay the money or what? You either have to go shut down your business or you have to pay the money. Our world, you have to pay for play night. Could have been that, but she's not alluding to any of that. Nobody is extorting her. She isn't paying out any extortion fees. Nobody is after her. We're supposed to believe that this was just a random carjacking where 2 guys in Jamaica just decided, "Mo want thief a car and just cut a 9-year-old throat today." For what? No. I think what happened was all them cute pictures you have of your son when he was smaller, he started growing older and not meeting all his milestones. And you started feeling bogged down about being that provider, that child care provider. You got to take care of him. You know, your average 9-year-old is pretty independent, right? A 9-year-old child that is autistic on the extreme side of the autistic spectrum, they are not so independent. It can be very challenging working with them, being their caretaker 24/7. Cramp up your lifestyle, lady. The streets are saying that the boy was drowned in the pool. Veronica Gale says. I don't know about the streets, I can't go off of the streets, but we can talk about that. If the boy was drowned in a pool, like she get fed up and drown him. Or other stories surrounding that. Maybe he was being abused and drown him because them afraid him I got tell. And then they got to find a way to make it look like something else happened other than he drowned in the pool at our home. So they concocted this story. But see, a good forensic expert would be able to tell if he drowned, chlorine, water in the lungs, all different kind of stuff. There are ways to figure this out if he actually drowned. So I go off of what they're put out, even though I hear what the streets are saying, because sometimes the streets are right. I don't know, but I'll go off of this. No man never just run up on your car. You was navigating no pothole and give you $2 and take away your car with your child. And then cut his throat and leave him there and just gone. They didn't take the car. There was nothing there for them to take. You orchestrated a hit on your own child. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to say about that. So, with that said, let's take this call real quick. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo, hi. How are you?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
I'm okay. I hope you can hear me clearly. There's no feedback. There's no echo.
Yeah, there's a lot of breeze in the background. A lot of.
Oh yeah, because I'm driving. Okay, let me just say what I'm saying quickly.
Okay.
So you're speaking about the speculation about how Gabriel died, and the word on the street is such.
Yeah.
Now you're saying medical forensics can determine how he died, but there's no body because he was cremated, right?
Right.
So that's not gonna even come to light.
Right, but that would have been done before the cremation, don't it? It would have been a part of the process to figuring out under the investigation. They want to do an autopsy before a cremation.
But we don't even know if that was done because the cremation happened so quickly. Like everything was escalated with this case.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And the fact that they're saying, because even my theory is like, what if this little boy was dead already? And that was a whole cover-up to say, yeah, he got hijacked, and then they took him and then cut his throat, but he was already dead. I should try to cover that up. Because there's no way a mother loses a child like that, and you're not even trying to help.
She's not even trying to help.
You're not even trying to help to figure out what happened with your child?
She's spending extra time trying to fight instead of trying to
fight
help.
It and cover up, and then you leave the country with the body and come to Canada. Yes, I'm in Canada. And that's it.
I don't know. And who okayed all that so quickly? Because each step of that, because each step of that requires some approval from somebody higher.
Right.
Yeah, so like I said before,
and we know how they work in Jamaica. They work slow. They don't want to dig how they need to dig, and they'll just putter around until it kind of just goes away.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it.
Exactly. All right, family. Thank you.
Whatever was going on with the little boy, they have money. Not to say money solves everything, but it solves a lot.
Right.
If you have issues with this little boy because he's autistic, you can't take care of him. You can get hired help. You have money like that. You can do that. Yep. I feel like this little boy died somehow, some way before, and that was a cover-up.
All right.
Thanks for taking my call.
All right. Manners and respect. Drive safe. All right.
Yeah.
All right. There you have it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm saying is if that was my child, I'll be tooth and nail fighting, trying to get like anything they ask me for, I'm giving it up. Right? That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I think she did something to her child. So we're not going to say R.I.P. Gabriel. We're going to say we hope justice is served for this young man because he didn't deserve that. And it's a cold world we live in. You know? A cold ass world we live in. Another thing me and Wifey was talking about. See, I wish Shakira would still do some of these topics because people be wanting to hear like her opinion and stuff. But we discuss stuff behind the scenes, right? And we were talking about, I wonder if he had a life insurance policy too. Because that's like me being a parent to a child that's severely autistic. That's weighing me down, stopping me, McCann, carry on like how I want to carry on with my life kind of thing versus me cashing out. It didn't work out. Gabriel's not developing right. Kill him, cash out the life insurance policy, fly out. Freedom. We're going to leave that one right there. And like I said before, these are my opinions. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yo, brother.
Yo,
Morning.
what go on, fam?
Well, it's important, you know. One thing remember when me and my big mother, when she find out that she pregnant,
Yeah.
I don't think she drink 2 glasses of wine at 9 months. She go to work and she come home, she in a party, she in amongst nobody a smoke. You have woman nowadays and society are celebrate it. And this is some of them star 7, 8 months pregnant, they on stage, I run up and down, woman in a club, I smoke, I drink, I run up and down street with them friend. Do we expect that baby there I take in the whole from you find out so you pregnant? Everything we are do because self-preservation is the first rule of nature. But once you realize, once you become a parent, you know, your self-preservation have to take a back seat. You pick the self-preservation.
Yeah, if you don't have that mindset though, eh? If you don't have that mindset though, big up to every woman that gave me a child because the whole of them did the same thing. You see, when Shakira got pregnant, she like listen, we used to go out a lot. We used to, you know, do our little thing, whatever. But from she feel our body wasn't right. She is like, oh, I don't feel whatever this. Before you get to the I miss my period point, she not drink nothing, not even a glass of wine or nothing. And she take vitamins and, you know, keep yourself fit and all these other things, conscious of the fact that you're bringing a life into the world, you know. And I respect that. I guess that's why all my children are so healthy, conscious of what you're putting into your body and all these things. I can't say a woman smoke and drink and run up and down. I've seen babies that were born to a crack addicted mother. I've seen women with big 9-month pregnant belly light up a crack pipe, smoking cocaine and all other kind of stuff like that. So the world is a crazy world we live in. It's a crazy world we live in, fam. But yeah, shout out to the good woman them out there. Yeah.
What next thing whenever you hear talk about is this thing we're going with this little dirty boy we fling the mic after a girl up a Canada.
Cause you know, listen to me, man. Cause I talked about that yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go check out that video there.
All right.
All right, manners. All right. So let's move on. Florida law, we covered that. Gabriel King's mother, we covered that. Justice for Gabriel. He deserves it. Covered that. Remembering 20-year-old Khanice Jackson. You know how we said remember Donnelly Donaldson? Okay. Remember I told y'all that there are many more Donnelly Donaldsons? Okay. Here's one. On the icon for this picture this morning, that is Khanice Jackson. And beside Khanice Jackson, that dark-skinned man that you see on the icon, matter of fact, is one man up on the icon in between two women. That's Gabriel's mom over there on the right side. On the left side, the young lady, that's Khanice Jackson. She was 20 years old, right? And her story we covered in depth when everything happened to her. You know what's funny is this. I found this morning a text conversation between Khanice and her boyfriend, because she had a boyfriend and her boyfriend had been seeing each other for a while. She had a boyfriend that was warning her. You know, this morning, I said to the wife, I said, boy, I don't know what happened to some of you women. You know, you choose a man, like this is the man I want to be with, whatever. And then when he speaks, you don't listen. Man can't tell me what to do. So why you have a man? Because a good man is always going to tell you when stuff is off, even, especially if he's in tune with you. And I don't know. I just feel like she missed it. She missed it, and her man knew it was coming. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, SouFLo. I just 2 point more make real quick. Like them said, the little kid possible drowned before him dead. If someone died for a period of time, then if you cut him throat, there's not gonna be no blood because the blood are gonna stop flow.
Right.
If it dead before him throat cut.
Right.
And another thing is with them nowadays carrier. No car door can't pull from the outside if the car is in drive. The door automatically lock. once the car in drive, the door them lock same time. So nobody from the outside can pull the door to take you out of your car while your car not drive.
All car
So
me
there's a
drive,
lot
so me
of
no know.
question answered.
All right, my brother.
Big up yourself.
Manners. Yeah. Old car me drive, so me no know. But if you're driving new car, if what he's saying is true, then hey, there is another point to that, right? But there's a message here on Khanice Jackson. I'm gonna read this message to you. That's her right there. But there was a message between her and her boyfriend, and the boyfriend says it was something about how she getting to work and who's taking her. Now, yeah, ask your woman that, right? And she's probably like, why am I always I try to keep close tabs on me? Why am I know who I carry me go and who I bring me back on all this for, right? He's like, listen, if you're getting into a car, you need to tell somebody what car you're getting into all these things. The conversation, the text cuts off, and then there's this part of it. He says, she said, me call him and him say, how will I know you're safe? I'm getting into this car with this man. He says, how will I know that you're safe? You're not telling me which car I get into and all these other things. How will I know you're safe? She goes, this is her answer to him. Look, driving with him is safer than a taxi. No disrespect, but the fact that I'm the one that's getting myself to work on time in the mornings safely and coming home, you don't have a right to tell me what to do. He replied, he says, I don't like this Robert person. I don't want you around him. I've said this before. 3 different. First, I don't like this Robert person. Then him text back, she now answer him. Text back later, I don't want you around him. She now answer him. Text back again. I've said this before. And she texts back, but you need to give me a solid reason. Sometimes, ladies, you don't need no damn solid reason other than your man says don't be around that damn man because I sense something. It's just like when a woman knows when another woman is after her man, right? Why is she looking at you like that? Why is she always all up on you? Like, why? Listen to the stuff that she says. It's like, I could read between the lines. I know what she's talking about. I'm a woman. I know when time, woman, I look man. If y'all can recognize that energy, then you must be able to recognize the energy when a man I tell you, say, the brother here after you. I tell you. And him not look like him have nothing good plan for you neither. I can't angle myself. Don't worry about me. All right. Well, her story ended badly, right? So now we're at the point where this guy is begging for mercy before the courts after what he did to her. So here's where we're at. Arguing that 20-year-old accountant, Khanice Jackson, 20-year-old accountant, Khanice Jackson, suffered an excruciating and slow death by strangulation, even while clawing at her killer's shoulders to hold on to her life. The prosecution on Thursday said that her killer, 52-year-old mechanic Robert Fowler, he should be sentenced to nothing less than life behind bars. For the fact that they're even arguing that and they're even saying that he's entitled to a reduced sentence is crazy. Senior prosecutor during a sentencing hearing for Fowler, Robert Fowler, and you see in the message her boyfriend says, I don't like this Robert guy. I don't want you around him. Well, for the fact that I'm the one that's getting myself to work on a daily basis, I don't think you have the right to tell me. I'm not gonna add insult to injury. I'm just saying, this is in hindsight, right? So, a senior prosecutor during a sentencing hearing for Fowler, Justice Lytton Pusey, in the Home Circuit Court on the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston, said that while Fowler, who pleaded guilty, by the way, on March 8th this year, he is eligible for a sentence discount based on the law and there was precedence for that discount to be further reduced or denied owing to the gravity of the offense or the strength of the case against the offender. Furthermore, the Crown condemned or commended the approach taken in the ruling of, listen, I'm not going to go through all of this. You can go read it in the Gleaner for yourself. Here's what's going on. Let me put it in layman's terms for everybody. This is a man that knew her family, okay? This is a man, you know, Jamaica set up already. You have a mechanic in the neighborhood, everybody is going to know him. Period. See? We know each other in the area kind of thing. Everybody knows him. He's been living there for a while. She works. She goes out to work. He's passing on his way to work. He would normally offer her a ride. You want me to drop you down there? She would say, yes, man. So she'll ride with him and he'll give her a ride. He started plotting on this young lady, and he's known her since she was a little girl. He started plotting on this young lady, what he was going to do to her. All the while, her boyfriend is telling her, there's something about this guy. I don't want you around him. Stay away from him. She's telling the boyfriend, yeah, but you have to give me a good reason. Veronica Gale says she knew that the man wanted her, picking her up from work and taking her to work. Sometimes we play with fire, right? Now, I want to send a message out, especially to younger, well, to all of the woman. Listen, ain't nothing out here for free. No man is doing you no favors for free, okay? The end goal, take it from a man. The end goal at the end of the day is to get some of whatever you have in that drawers. So let's be blunt about it. So when a man go out his way to take you to work, to pick you up from work, to drop you home, and all these other things, he's making a mental note of that. Him bring lunch, come give him the this and that. You're like, oh, Charlie, it's so nice. Yeah, man, him always a look out for me, you know. Yeah, okay. Yo, you looking out for you, all right. You're looking out to see when you're going to give him some. You understand? Now, the gist of this story is this man was 50 years old and she was 20, 30 years difference. I see people beating her on social media because they were saying stuff like, and it's disheartening. They were saying stuff like, she didn't want the man. This 20-year-old girl, somebody says, I don't care what you want to say about my comment. This 20-year-old girl wanted this 50-year-old man. She liked what him did do for her, and they probably had a relationship that her boyfriend don't know about because her boyfriend is around her age. I don't think so. I don't think so. There are some people who are just that gullible. There are some people who really come across that trusting that will have you let your guard down. Oh, Mr. Fowler, Mr. Fowler know me from me a little girl. Me I go work and Mr. Fowler drive and him say, you know, him always offer me a ride. So me just jump in and him drop me at work all the time. He's dropped her to work multiple times. There's no reason to think. And worse, if him drop her to work all the time and him never put no sex talk to her before, she could never see this coming. I think he planned this because he gave a confession. And in his confession, it wasn't nothing about no relationship. It was a person who saw her going into his house that reported it. The person said when they saw her going into the house, they never really think nothing about it. Them did think, oh, that kind of strange, cause what she had to do with him. But let me mind my business, yeah, man. So they never think nothing about it. Now, when the person mentioned that to the police said, okay, you see her going there? Well, we'll go over there, go search it. And when they went and they searched it, all the stuff that she had on and was carrying that day when she went missing was found in his house. And that's how he got caught first. This man orchestrated. I'm going to get her to let her guard down and trust me. I'm Mr. Fowler. I'm the mechanic in the neighborhood, right? I work, me, I go up on my shop, man. Come on, me drop you up the road. All right, Mr. Fowler, thank you. You jump in. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 10 time. Nothing. Just good conversation and drop off. One day, He said, "Rotted, you know me forget the key if it open up my shop." And that way that me I go, "You mind if me just swing by the house real quick and pick up the key? Me still drop you to work on time." And she said, "Okay, no problem." And he swung by the house. This is his confession. He swung by the house and he removed her from the car at knife point by force and forced her into the house. So when the person saw her going in the house, the person didn't see the knife. The person just saw her going in the house. You know when you see something, but you know when people know say you steer upon them business. So you're like, Ross, what she do over there? So no can he start gone in a Mr. Fowler house. Rotted. Big man, a young girl. Mind my business, yeah, man. It was one of those kind of situations. And he took advantage of this girl, rape her and kill her. Long time him did want to do that. And he did. And he confessed to it, and he deserves to die. That's what he deserves. He deserves death. But since they're not going to give him the death penalty, he deserves nothing less than life. And it should be life without the possibility of parole, period. Not a talk of a lesser sentence, but life without the possibility of parole, period. So we remember Khanice today. We heighten some awareness to you ladies. If you see that man doing all these nice things, he's not just being friendly. He has it somewhere back here. One day, she's going to pay me back for all this niceness. If me as a woman, no man can do nothing for me, you know. No, I can't do it myself. I'm okay. Or me call my man to do it. Me all right. No, man, I just go up the road. That's how I can walk. Me need the exercise anyway, Mr. Fowler. But thank you. I'm just trying to teach y'all how to be. And for the people who are spreading the rumors that she was sleeping with him and her boyfriend never know and him did a gear things, that's a lie. That's a lie. This man is a whole predator that watched this little girl grow up, Ben had these kind of feelings, and he eventually acted on them. And for that, he should be punished. Nicola Coleman says, if my memory serves me right, I believe he said that he bought her expensive bag. So maybe she taken his things. And I remember myself doing a video about it when that information came out. And I said, see, this is why young people or women, you need to stay in your lane and don't take a man things if you don't have nothing to do with him. And her little boyfriend looked so innocent, like him not know what going, and she was an angel, not my Khanice, right? But looking in hindsight now, that's his story, and that's him trying to save his ass. Because there's a big difference between buying her gifts, taking her places, she using me, and me flipping out when I found out that she doesn't really want me. That's a different level of sentencing versus I watched her grow up. I always wanted to do something to her or with her, and I just plotted a way to get it done. Two different. So any good lawyer, I'm going to tell him, because remember, your lawyer's job is to either get you off completely or get you as little time as possible if you're an attorney. So any good lawyer is going to tell him, say, listen, you buy our things. Walk with me. Fowler, listen, you buy our things. You and her had somewhat of a relationship. She broke your heart. Yeah, you realize she didn't want you because you're 30 years older, right? But she was taking your things. She was taking your time and she was taking your money. This will cause a jury or a judge to say, it's not so cut and dry kind of a case.
It's a pum-pum tab, Dave. He's running up your pum-pum tab.
A pum-pum tab it name?
That's what I call it. If somebody's just being nice to you for no reason, especially males, he's running up your pum-pum tab.
Yeah. Wife is saying name pum-pum tab. He's running up your pum-pum. He's running up your pum-pum tab. If he's being nice to you for no reason, just doing all kinds of nice stuff for you, there's a pum-pum tab. Somehow just so frightened when man do anything nice for no. Listen, it's okay to say no, it's all right. Me will walk. Me like the exercise and these things. It's okay to say no. I don't want it, and I don't want you to think anything. I just know. But believe me when me tell you as a man, no man now do nothing for you. I don't care which man is telling you. I don't know what SouFLo talking about because I do stuff for. But yeah, right. Whatever. What? She's my friend. She's been my friend for the past 15 years, and you still trying to get it. And you still trying to get it. So move on, Gwe. But anyhow, the same breath that we used to say, remember Donnelly, is the same breath we'll use to say, remember Khanice Jackson. She didn't deserve that. I don't buy the narrative that he was buying her anything. I buy the narrative that he was sick and him do what him do. And he deserves to pay, period. We can't say rest in peace until justice is served. So I'm not going to say rest in peace. I'm just going to say make sure you hit the notification bell on the channel so when we follow it up to the next step, because his sentencing is coming up now. And this big, nasty, dirty man is in court begging for leniency. He's begging. He's in court. There's a headline. He's in court begging the judge to be lenient with him at sentencing. Lenient how? You should die. So we'll see how this one turns out. Pum pum tab. That's I never heard that one before, but it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Hold on the caller. It makes perfect sense. The last one for the morning that we're going to talk about is this voice note here. And let me go into my saved. Pull this up for you real quick. Switch this. Hold on the caller. A sister, a girl do a man a thing and the man a talk about it. Remember, I always tell people this. I say, invest what you can afford to lose, man. Invest what you can afford to lose. All right. Boy, hear that story. First of all, this is badman a cry when police grab them. And I have to play this because everybody bad till two people come around. Police and soldier. Shout out to the bad man them out there. But I don't believe you. You're scary. You're a scary person, right? It's easy to pull a trigger, kill your brother, run away type of stuff. I want you to stand and fight and confront law enforcement, right? Confront soldier when them come. Drape them up and box them up. Do everything like that, because you're bad like that. I don't want to hear no more and none of this right here. Listen.
Yo, this big man. Anna, please, Anna, please, I'm doing Anna, but don't Anna. Now take your Anna, please, brother. Now take your, now you don't run. Now make your, now make for me life. Now make for me life. Now make for me life, please. Please, now make for me life. Now make for me life, come on. Anna, now make for me life. Yes, we don't know. Stop. Yes, we know a flat one fire. Yo, this big man. Anna, please, Anna, please, I'm doing Anna, but don't Anna. Now take your Anna, please. Please, brother. Now take your, now you don't run. Now make your, now make for me life. Now make for me life. Now make for me life, please. Please, now make for me life. Now make for me life, come on. Anna, now make for me life. Yes, we don't know. Stop. Yes, we know a flat one.
Shut up. Stop. Shout out to Pinkwa. Stop. May I beg for my life, please. May I beg for my life. He said, don't plant no gun for me. Don't plant no gun for me. People are walking by, right? Don't plant no gun for me. Yeah, I see people in the comment section talking about, well, if he was doing something, then he was wrong, but them planting a gun on him would make them wrong as well. Yeah, it would make them wrong as well, but check this out. If he wasn't doing what he was doing, then he wouldn't be in a position to where they now have him to where them can do anything they want to do with him. That's why I try to tell people who are out there living that kind of life, don't put yourself in that position, because once you are in their grasp, you're pretty much at the mercy of whatever they want to do, right? And we don't want to hear nothing about, yeah, well, me did commit the robbery, but me never have no gun at them. They plant the gun for me. Oh, you commit the robbery? All right, well, take a blood gun charge to go on. Go up in there about your bad. Bad man on road, right? Let this be a deterrent. Me I beg you, please. Me I beg for my life. Beg for your life, Papa. I hope you change your life. Yeah. Now, this one right here will be our last one for the morning. People are supposed to left already, because we were supposed to go on a long road trip to get to the destination and all these things. But hold on there. Hear this. Story time.
Can't believe this happened to my friend in his 8 years relationship. Woman are wicked. There's no love anymore.
8-year relationship.
High school days, brother. I said, look, I want to go to one school there again. We left school, I say, man, go hard, dog. My son are too hard, my brother. Hard. Come back around at the girl, my son, you get a college, dog. You get a study law, dog. I pay for every fucking thing. Some things up at college, fee all 500,000, dog. I got to build a code to this and the building to everything that I'm saying it, dog. Every fucking thing we pay for, brother. Sometimes I could have paid, dog. So now you know, say, yo, we're done in college and all that, we're done college. And say, you want something coming, say, yo, like, they want that over America, dog. And we say, well, I go make good life now, Right now, me can't make it out to me I come from. And I say, yes, kiss me, everything, dog. Put girl on plane, buy a girl plane ticket, pay for girl over America, dog, 3 months in the hotel. I gave him $5,000 US before he go over there. And I pack it to dog, and I got airport, dog. And say, oh, 2 days, 3 days past, dog. I hear from the girl, dog. Then I call the girl, text the girl, but I give nothing, dog. See, like, Instagram gone, dog. Facebook gone, dog. So I just got a phone note, dog, and I link in people, them, dog, and say, yo, I'm going to say, man, I say, but, yeah, mommy, you know, I can't breathe when I'm not get to be here for me. No, sir. That even know, say, reach her, not yet. But I fret no, dog, and I say, bumbo, clat, I walk on. When me check out the damn girl father come there, about 2 minutes after me, I tell my father walk on. The father say, a pussy clat like the girl I tell. Him and the girl chat on phone last night. So the girl call, if I call the girl in front of me, dog, and the girl answer the phone, the dog. And if I get this up, the girl say, yeah, pussy roll. If man finish to college or heart, yeah, this is going back like, yeah. Some say to the girl, say, my girl, that's everything with the fear, yeah, dog, you come cut me off like this, girl. I say, you pussy clock, come, yeah, hang up the phone. And call back in front of me, tell him, say, he just not feel comfortable no longer. So all of these years, dog, me with this girl, dog, scenario, everything. Me never pray other girl, me never look for this girl. Spending my money, dog. This girl, I cannot say no comfortable with me, dog. Really, dog. That's why I say, dog, me if you love again, you can never have now, because this, now reach me again. No more in a girl like that. I don't want to talk more this, dog. See that.
Can't believe.
So for those of you who didn't understand that, right? This is what we're going out on this morning. Them gyal are wicked, them wicked. This is an 8-year-long relationship, right? Of which he invested everything, sent her to school. She got all her papers. Then she went on to study law, right? And she is traveling and doing stuff. And then she got some company wanted her in the U.S. and they got her paperwork straight. He put her on a plane. He gave her 5,000 US dollars. Now for just Google it, how much 5,000 US dollars is. Right? It's probably pretty close to, it's a whole heap of money, that, seeing? And that was supposed to keep her staying in a hotel and get her on her feet until things get going with the company or whatever. He's looking out for her. He's saying to himself, I didn't make it. I didn't come out with anything, but I invested in her. So now it's time for us to go live some good life. He said 3 days passed after she got on that airplane and he didn't get, hey, babe, I arrived. I'm doing all right. I'm kind of jet lagged. I'm going to go get some sleep, but I'll call you in the morning. You never get none of them there. No call at all. Day 1 pass. He's like, well, that's weird. Day 2 pass. He said on day 3, he's like, nah, man, I'm worried now. Because something might happen to her, right? You don't know. So day 3, he said he goes over to her house because he knows her family. And he saw her mom and he says, Mommy, what? You here from Bree? And she's like, no you're from Mari, no. He said, all right. 2 more weeks passed and he ran into her father. Her father knows him pretty well, right? And her father thinks he's a good guy to his daughter. So that's why the father was cussing her out. So he asked the father, Daddy, what? You're from Bree. And the father said, yes, man, me and I talk up to this. Me and I talk up to this man, we FaceTime regular and these things almost every day. And him I said, what a blood? Look on this. So him tell the father, what go on, right? So from she left, our Instagram disappear, our Facebook disappear. She don't answer no call from me. She not all the people that me know me I try to get in touch with from our family. Them I tell me about them don't know nothing. So she him not have no touch, no call for her or whatever, no way to get in touch with her. The father said, hold on, and call her while he was there. And put her and them she and her father have good conversation. The man say as soon as the father call, she pick up. And them have good conversation. And then the father start cuss her and the father say, yo, say you're dirty. And the man you do like this. The man will help you so far and put you through school and all this, you do like this. End the story by saying this. Fellas, invest only what you can afford to lose. I'll add another piece to it and say invest in yourself first. Take care of yourself first, okay? Because and them kind of something here make man want strong like y'all. You understand? No, this brother could I use all that money all them years and start a good business and work him way up until in business comes something productive. He obviously is busting his ass at whatever it is he's doing. The man says sometimes I couldn't even afford to pay all our school fee and them something there, I'm gonna take me last and do it. Always just to make sure that she's okay and she'll go forward ahead. He saw her as his forever woman. She only saw him as a stepping stone. You understand? All right. So with that said, the lesson of the day is both men and women. Because woman out here do them something that to man too all the time. For men too. And she ends up on the back burner once he gets to where he's going. What I do see is interesting about women though is you would take a woman, she don't have nothing to go on for her. You boost up our confidence in ourselves and you babe and you're sexy and you're bright and intelligent and this. And me I go work 2 jobs and make sure say you finish school and these things. You don't have to work, nothing. And then you take care of her and everything. I don't know if y'all remember the story about the lawyer woman. She actually went all the way through law school. She actually finished. She actually went and took the bar exam and she passed. And then she left the man. And she wrote a note that says, I know I'm not a good person for doing this, but I can't keep lying to myself. I'm attracted to a different type of man. The guy that sent her to school, a farmer. He's a farmer. Dirty clothes, dirty boots, right through. Use him farming money, send her to go to school. She says she likes guys that are more in her league. She likes guys that are like professional, that wear suits and ties. And she said she knows she's wrong. But she can't keep lying to herself because that's not how she want to live. So this man take this woman and invest all that in her and now she thinks she's better than him. I've seen that happen so many times. She thinks now she's too good for him. I don't want a farmer. I want a lawyer like myself. Yo, that's cold. I don't want no farmer. I'm sorry, but I don't want dirty man. I don't like dirty man. I want a lawyer like myself. Wicked. We're going to leave it there today. I want y'all to think about that. Make sure you're investing in yourself, okay? Man and woman. Make sure you take care of yourself, okay? All right. I'm not saying to not take care of your significant other, but you better be putting your damn self first. I'm just saying. With that said, have a wonderful weekend. Manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. This is the reason why I wanted the chat room to be for members only, because when I put the link in there to where we're going to be this weekend, it would be only members that would see it. Some people in that chat room are still not members. And those of you who are members, you've developed a relationship with these people, so you don't want to kick them out. That's on you. I'll put the information in the chat room in a minute where we're going to be, and when I can link up this weekend, come through, you know, and enjoy some good time. With that said, bless up, walk good, enough love. I'm going to catch you later. All right? Peace.